Hi guys, this is Sliver here, and in this video I'm going to talk about the best way to farm legendary amulets with passive skill affixes in Diablo 4 Season 9. In general, legendary items with greater affixes, so ancestral items, are farmed the same way, so if you are interested in that, then this video is for you. As you might already know, the March of the Goblins event is running in Diablo 4 until the 5th of August, and I would say that this is the best opportunity as it has ever been for farming amulets with passive skill affixes. So you have until the 5th of August to try this farm out and get your hands on one of the greatest amulets you've ever seen. I'm going to explain step by step what you should do. Let's go. First of all, you will want to farm a lot of goblins. One of the goblins in particular is very useful for us. It is called the Curious Merle and it looks purple-ish in terms of color. This Curious Merle will always drop at least one bag that contains loads of murmuring obols, 1 to 2,000 in particular. So what you should do is farm goblins and put these bags of obols into your stash. You don't have to farm goblins with the same character as you want the amulets for, or the greater affix legendaries for. You should farm goblins with a character which is good at speed farming, for example, a Hydra Sorcerer, or for example, an Evade Spiritborn character. So I will mention a few tips and tricks about goblin farming, and we will go back to the ways you can get legendary amulets with passive skill affixes. So if you're farming for goblins, then you should always have Subo as your mercenary. The reason for that, Subo lets you see goblins on the map around you, and the range at which Subo lets you see the goblins increases if you're mounted up. So you will want to go to a goblin, kill it, mount up, look around the map, and then go to the next goblin, repeating, of course, over and over again. You should also check all the shrines that you come across, because once you have the greed shrine effect on your character, then killing monsters will spawn treasure goblins over and over again. So farm goblins this way. While Subo is your mercenary, you look for goblins on the minimap while you are mounted, and this way you're going to be running around the minimap all the time. There are certain areas which have a larger density of goblins, for example the whole Nahantu region, for example the PvP zones, and for example the shore that is right west of Can Bardu. However, it is more important to farm in a zone where there are less players around you, and this is because they will take your goblins. So if you notice that you are in Nahantu and there are a lot of players farming for goblins, then you can just move to whatever new region. It doesn't really matter. It's more important to be alone than in a high goblin density zone. So this is how you farm for goblins. And now let's talk about how to get the legendary amulets that I mentioned at the beginning. First of all, when you're farming for goblins with this method that I just mentioned, you will come across these Curious Merle goblins, which will drop the bags for you, and you should put the bags into your stash. Another important thing is that you get reputation for killing each goblin. In the Torment 4 difficulty, you get 100 reputation for killing one goblin. Every 3000 reputation, repeatable of course, you will get a stash that contains another stash that contains a lot of tributes into the Kurast Undercity. Many of those tributes are tributes of Radiance, so the legendary tribute that lets you have ancestral legendaries. Stash those too. And once you have farmed enough Murmuring Obol bags from the goblins and enough tributes of Radiance from the caches, then log on to the character that you want the amulet for. For example, I wanted an amulet for my druid with passive skills and willpower as an affix. I logged onto my druid and I started gambling. This way you will be able to gamble all the obols away that you just acquired, and this is hands down the best way to farm amulets with passive skill affixes. And it is not over. Once you manage to gamble all of the obols away, or if you didn't get anything, then you can also run the Cursed Undercity over and over again using the legendary tribute, the Tribute of Radiance that you just acquired. You should also select the passive skill ranks bargain at the Cursed Undercity brazier, because this will increase your chances of getting a good amulet. It costs 50 million gold, but at this time when we are talking about hundreds of billions of gold, I don't think it's really a problem. And this is what I wanted to talk about. Once again, farm goblins, especially curious merles, stash the bags that you get from them, stash the tributes of radiance, and then log on to your character, gamble with all the oboes, and open the tributes of radiance at the Undercity brazier using the Passive Skill Affix bargain. And then all is left is to hope for a really good amulet. This is what I wanted to explain in this video. If you enjoyed it, then you might want to watch one of my other videos about how to get a Resplendent Spark guaranteed every 2 hours in Diablo 4 Season 9. Thank you for watching. See you guys next time. Thanks.